Hello and welcome to my channel Spider Rider. This is where I'm going to be doing pretty much just whatever I want. That's the point of this channel. It's just me. And that's kind of what I want right now. So expect lots of editorials about movies and games, original films, and just whatever else I want to do. So let's get started with the first video. Spider-Man is the world's greatest superhero for many reasons, not the least of which that he has a great sense of fashion. He has more costumes and alternate versions than any other superhero. Most of them are very cool. Some of them are very lame. So let's talk about all of them, shall we? We're going to go in chronological order of appearance, and we're probably going to skip some of the weird spider animal things. And at the end, I'll list my top 5 coolest suits. This is the evolution of Spider-Man.
The wrestling costume. The very first costume Peter Parker ever made was a sock on his head. We all have to start somewhere. Little did he know that old man shoes would come back into style in fraternities everywhere. The original. Spider-Man's original appearance from the pages of Amazing Fantasy 15 in 1962. Drawn by Steve Ditko, the suit is about as iconic as they come.
The suit is a little different from what we know today, however.
The suit is much darker than what we're used to, leaning towards more red and black than red and blue. The classic. This is the classic red and blue suit we all know and love. This suit is timeless, one that needs no update and will live on forever. Spider-Woman. Though Jessica Drew the Spider-Woman really has nothing to do with Spider-Man, she copied his name and has a pretty cool suit, so we're gonna give her a spotlight in this list. What If, number 7. Here we have a strange what if issue telling different stories about 3 different Spider-Man characters gaining powers instead of Peter. These costumes haven't aged very well, as you can see.
These were the first of many alternate reality spider people.
Spider-Ham.
This is real.
Peter Porker, a spider, is bitten by a radioactive pig, and the spectacular Spider-Ham is born. I had to talk about him because he's ridiculous, but look, he's a badass! Yeah! I don't like seeing him naked, though. It just feels weird. Symbiote. This is Spider-Man's most iconic alternate costume, the black suit. Spidey accidentally discovered this suit on a distant planet during the Secret Wars crossover event and wore it for a little while after returning home, until he found out it was alive and evil, of course. The suit went on to bond with Eddie Brock and became Venom. The Amazing Bagman. Perhaps the easiest suit to cosplay, the bombastic Bagman was born out of bad luck. After ditching the symbiote, Spidey was naked and afraid, and in need of something to wear on his way home. Cosmic Spider-Man. This is what happened when Spider-Man bonded to the Enigma Force, a power that kinda just goes around the Marvel Universe, giving people invincibility. I used to use this suit in the PlayStation video game a lot as a kid because it made you invincible! Yeah! That was awesome! I'll definitely talk about that game again sometime.
Okay, now we're getting into the 90s. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of cool costumes from the 90s. Just most of the storylines were a little too stupid to take seriously, and they're really laughable today.
Spider-Phoenix. Not long after his run with Captain Universe, Spidey bonded with a similar entity, the Phoenix Force. Again, I used this one in Spider-Man 2 on PS1. Good times. Spider-Man 2099. Spider-Man 2099 is one of the cooler things to come out of the 90s comics. His costume is mostly blue with a spider logo resembling a skull. I like to think this is where the idea for Batman Beyond came from. Blood Spider. Basically some asshole trained to become an evil Spider-Man but got his ass handed to him by the real Spidey.
Okay, whatever you do, don't start taking shots whenever there's an evil version of Spider-Man from now on. Please don't. Really don't.
Spider Armor. This armor may have only lasted a single issue, but it has become pretty iconic nonetheless. Scarlet Spider. Peter Parker's clone Ben Reilly wore the suit for a while, rocking a sweet hoodie, though unfortunately the 90s stole his sleeves. He also had these weird ankle strap things. I don't know, I like it. Flip side. A spooky, evil cyborg Spider-Man from the future.
Don't.
Spider-Man 2211. Okay, this guy's just fucking stupid. Oh, he gets killed almost immediately? Okay, moving on. The Cyber Scarlet Spider. An evil Scarlet Spider who was given powers from a video game or something? What the fuck? Ben Reilly. This is the suit Ben wore while he believed himself to be the real Peter Parker. A controversial story to say the least, but a cool costume. Insulated suit. To make a fight with Electro easier, Spidey designed a rubber suit that didn't conduct electricity. Negative zone. When Spidey took a trip to the negative zone, his costume changed colors to gray and black, and he looked pretty cool. Identity crisis. Framed for murder and with a $5 million bounty on his head, Peter decided he should probably stop being Spider-Man for a while. So in the meantime, he made 4 different identities to use while fighting crime.
These costumes are bad, but I like to think they were bad on purpose. Dusk is kind of cool.
Spider-Girl. In an alternate future, Peter and Mary Jane's daughter May become Spider-Girl, wearing Ben Reilly's suit. Earth X Venom. I don't really know, I just know this was an alternate costume in Spider-Man 2 on PS1. Kinda cool. Spider-Man Unlimited. Spider-Man Unlimited was a short cartoon that featured a new suit for Spider-Man with stealth capabilities.
And we've made it to the 2000s. Here we're gonna see all the movie suits, a bunch of different new spider armors, and all the weird stuff from Spider-Verse.
Alex Ross. This is the costume Alex Ross designed for the Spider-Man movie. Hey, that looks a lot like the Superior Spider-Man. Oh, okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. Mangaverse. An alternate universe where Peter Parker is part of the Spider Clan. The Human Spider.
Human Spider, that's it? That's the best you got?
Peter's prototype costume in the first movie by Sam Raimi. Movie. The suit worn by Tobey Maguire in the original Spider-Man movie trilogy. It is pretty faithful to the comics, but has glass eyes and raised silver webbing. The suit looks great in the movies, even if the blue was a little too dark for my taste. Last Stand. This is the Spider-Man of another dark alternate future where he killed Kraven the Hunter and is now wanted by the police. Secret War. A stealth suit designed by S.H.I.E.L.D. that Spider-Man used on a secret mission in Latveria, India. An alternate universe with Spider-Man of India, House of M. An alternate universe, again, where Peter is bald. And crazy. And bald. The Iron Spider. This suit was designed by Tony Stark just before Civil War and has lots of unique features. It is resistant to heat, bulletproof, and has 3 mechanical arms attached to the back. Black Suit Spider-Girl. Spider-Girl's alternate suit, reminiscent of the symbiote. Ultimate Spider-Woman. Speaking of black-suited Spider-Women, this is the ultimate version of Spider-Woman. Bullet points. An alternate universe where Bruce Banner became Spider-Man and Peter Parker became the Hulk. Movie symbiote. The movie's version of the black suit was simply a black version of the original, but with a slightly different spider symbol. Assassin Spider-Man. A what-if story about Spidey becoming a bad guy and killing peeps, like we didn't have enough of those. April Parker. Because Spider-Girl needed an evil clone too. Noir. Another alternate universe where the Peter Parker of 1933 becomes Spider-Man and fights the gangland bosses. Spider-Girl Ashley Barton. Ashley Barton is from the dystopian future of Logan. She is the spider bitch? What? 1602. Peter Pargois works for Spymaster Nicholas Fury in the year 1602 of another alternate. God damn it. I'm so done with alternate universes. I never want to say the words alternate universe again. Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
I never saw the play, but if it's anything like the suit, it sucks.
What happened? It looks like it got messed up in the wash. Why didn't they just use the original suit? What were they thinking? Winter Spider. For when you need to warm those spider nips. Big time. Peter made a new suit with a few different modes. One being invisible, one being sonic proof. Spider-Girl Anya Corazon. The newest version of Spider-Girl who was an underling of Spider-Woman. She also loves Twitter. Ghost Spider. Evil, undead Spider-Man from another universe. Kung Fu Spider-Man. Take a good look, ladies. This is the only shirtless Spidey on the list. Okay. Armor Mark II. In one of my favorite stories, Spider-Man goes up against a machine gun-wielding maniac. Fantastic Four. Spidey's attempt at making his own suit when joining the Fantastic Four was seen in poor taste because of Johnny Storm's recent death. Future Foundation. The suit Spidey wore in his time with the Future Foundation, or the new Fantastic Four. Miles Morales. After Peter Parker died in the Ultimate Universe, Miles Morales took over and was given a fucking awesome costume by Nick Fury. Scarlet Spider 2. Kane is the last surviving clone of Peter Parker, who moved to Texas of all places to become the new Scarlet Spider. Armor Mark III. To fight the Sinister Six, Spidey designed a new armor with ways to fight each of them. Vigilante. Kind of a lame prototype suit, but whatever, it's kind of a lame movie. The Amazing Spider-Man movie. I like to call this the basketball Spider-Man. His head looks like a basketball. And what's with the yellow eyes?
Those horrible yellow eyes.
Superior Spider-Man Classic. Doc Ock's first costume in his run as Spider-Man.
Okay, I really like this suit. I don't know what it is. It has this sort of Halloween feel to it. It's the red is sort of orangey, and then there's the black. I don't know, I think it's like a classic.
Superior Spider-Man. A drastic redesign of the original Superior costume with claws, black eyes, and 4 metal arms on the back. Amazing Spider-Man 2, the movie. In the sequel, the suit looks a lot better. I especially like the shape of the big white eyes. Spider UK. Right, this costume's pretty stupid, it is. Pop, blimey, God save the Queen, innit? Spider-Gwen. What started as a one-off, Spider-Gwen has become a very popular character, mostly because of the absolute badass suit. There's many more Spider-Verse characters and costumes, but I only want to mention a few standouts. Arachnito Jr. This alternate reality sees a luchador-style suit in action. I kinda love it. Spider-Punk. Another alternate reality where Spider-Man fights against fascist President Norman Osborn. This one has become a popular cosplay. Spider-Ben. Kinda weird, but he does have some sweet grandpa pants. New Spider-Woman. Probably the most practical suit on this whole list, this redesign was a welcome change for Spider-Woman. Armor Mark IV. This new armor looks similar to the classic suit, but with a glowing spider symbol and eyes. New 2099. Another character that got a new suit was Miguel O'Hara. Prototype MCU. The suit Peter wore in the MCU before meeting Tony Stark and getting an upgrade. Kinda reminds me of the Scarlet Spider. MCU.
I fucking love this suit.
The colors are perfect, and the updates feel natural without being overwhelming. Insomniac. It took me a minute to warm up to it, but this suit is actually one of my new favorites. I thought the big white spider only worked on black suits, but I guess I was wrong. New Scarlet Spider. Costumes are pretty cool these days, aren't they? The suit is awesome. It's got some sweet colors, and I really like the hood.
Okay, that's it. Now time for my top 5 coolest suits. Number 5, the Iron Spider. Combining Spider-Man with Iron Man just makes an instantly classic suit. The mechanical arms are a unique touch too. Number 4, Miles Morales. Peter Parker often complains about how Miles has a cooler suit than him, and it's not hard to see that argument. That suit is awesome. I especially love the back emblem. Number 3, 2099. Though his future looks silly, Miguel O'Hara's suit looks badass. With or without the cape, this is one of the suits that holds up extremely well from the 90s. Number 2, Symbiote. Come on, it doesn't get any more badass than this. This was Spidey's first major wardrobe change, and it worked. This suit seems to keep coming back in one way or another, which just shows how awesome it is. Number 1, Classic. What can I say? It's the greatest superhero costume of all time. 10 out of 10. And that's the evolution of Spider-Man, the world's greatest superhero. If you like that, then stick around. There's plenty more where that came from. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. And
What were they thinking?